Hey everybody, welcome to our very first podcast titled All Movied Up, courtesy of Parker. I am Russell. Parker, tell everybody about yourself.
I am 20 years old. Almost 21. 21. I'm 29. I'm 29 now. I'm 20 years old. Love movies. Always have. I'm a big horror guy. My absolute favorite ever. We will talk any and all movies, no matter what they are. I know Russell loves his artsy fartsy movies that I don't understand when he explains it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have fun regardless of whatever movie it is. But I'm happy to say today we are doing a horror movie.
Yes, we are. When we are not podcasting, what are you doing?
I'm a martial arts instructor. I've been doing martial arts for 14 years. I'm almost actually fourth dan, which is a master in Taekwondo. So I've been working very hard at that. But that's what I want to make this kind of like a 50-50 thing. I want to be able to do that all the time, do this all the time. I also love riding motorcycles. That's another thing I love to do. And yeah.
No, that's awesome. And I'm Russell. I love movies. As Parker said, I enjoy the artsy fartsy. I'll watch a movie of a guy staring at a wall with all different types of cinematography and tones to the movie for an hour and a half, and I can be completely satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching movies my entire life. When I'm not podcasting, I'm a therapist. I too am a martial artist. Not as long as Parker, but for I think like the last 3.5 years, I'm a first dan in Taekwondo, first dan in Gumdo, and I'm about to get my first dan in Hapkido.
Oh, triple
right?
threat.
So definitely going to have some martial arts movies on this podcast. But as Parker said, we're going to be starting with horror today because that is his favorite genre. And it's in celebration of the most recent holiday of Halloween, and this is how Parker and I are dealing with our post-Halloween depression.
That's right, Russell. I'm a very depressed man.
very much so. Anyway. I've had to console Parker for the last week or so since Halloween has been over. What movie are we starting with today, sir?
Well, Russell, you're going to be very happy because it's a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Can you believe it?
Well, you know what? I can't, because this is where Parker and I differ. Though the title is called Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, I don't see it as a Nightmare on Elm Street film.
Russell claims that Nightmare on Elm Street is his favorite horror series, I guess you could say.
It is. Look at the shirt.
I don't believe him. He doesn't like number 2. His favorite movies he hates. So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, everything in between. We're going to give you a conclusion on the movie and tell you if it is good or if it is bad. You guys should watch it regardless because it is 40 years old. So I'm not going to say spoilers ahead. That'd be sad.
That would be sad.
That
would be sad. If you haven't seen the movie, pause, watch the movie, then come back, right? Because I'd probably say anybody who hasn't seen this movie is probably born.
Born.
I'd probably say born probably 2018 and later, right? We're talking like 7-8-year-old kids, right? Yeah. So, and we've also chose this movie in honor of Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund, finally getting the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which Parker and I got to walk a couple of months ago when we were at Nationals for a Taekwondo tournament. So we're really excited about this.
I think we gotta go back.
We gotta go back. We gotta go back. We gotta get the picture.
Sit on that scummy street or scummy sidewalk and pose.
Yeah, and pose with the picture.
And then I'll have to deal with some sort of disease. And then it'll be worth it.
And it'll totally be worth it.
If I don't die.
So, where do you want to start here?
Why don't we start at the beginning?
At the very beginning.
Let's just take it step by step. Talk about the beginning. I also, it's not my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's not as bad as you say. They're definitely worse, in my opinion. Because overall, I like that it tries to change it up from the other one. A lot of movies, they tend to just keep going and going and going. Same formula. It can be an amazing formula, but if they just don't try anything new with it, they just keep doing the same thing over and over again, it can get a little bland.
I apologize if I just got distracted. For those watching us on the YouTube channel, I just stubbed my toe onto something sharp on my floor, and that hurt really bad.
This guy's hogs are just hanging out in front of me. I thought I smelled cabbage.
Listen, we're in my home. I don't need to be wearing no shoes.
True that.
But it does tell me maybe I need to sleep my floor a little bit more often. No, I just had electrical work done, so I'm sure something probably fell. Anyways, back to the movie.
All right. So, the opening scene, the bus. So, there's this bus riding down the street. Okay, there's a sweaty nerd in the back of it, bunch of students going along, driving along, and then drops off students, driving along, drops off more. Bus starts to speed up. The sweaty nerd Jesse ends up being the main character. You know, he's looking nervous. I mean, he's always sweaty. I call him the sweaty nerd because he's always sweating every scene. This kid is drenched in sweat. There's something very unhealthy happening with him because he's just constantly soaked. But anyway, also, by the way, I noticed it's Robert Englund.
Yes, it is Robert Englund.
A little salute. I'm like, this is supposed to be a scary movie.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger's just saluting kids off his bus.
Yeah.
The whole time. So I thought that was pretty funny. Bus starts to speed up. It turns out Jesse's having a dream, and Freddy Krueger is controlling the dream as he does. That's kind of funny. The kid wakes up he screams awake.
Yeah.
He's like all the way upstairs. His family all the way downstairs can hear him scream. He's yelling, and the mom just kind of turns and is like, "Oh, he's fine.
Oh, honey, he's all right."
You know, it's like, I know that was one of your problems.
That is one of my biggest problems with this movie, man.
Is that the actors are practically made of wood. They don't know how to show any emotion. It is so funny. The way they react is how you would react to like watch paint dry.
Yeah. It's like the director said action and nobody did anything.
Yeah.
Or he just decided to start filming and no one knew they were filming.
Yeah. All right, guys. Act like you're waiting for the bus. All right?
Yeah.
And then that's what they did.
Yeah.
So I do have problems with this movie. I do. But overall, the plot, I like it. What's your problem with the plot?
All right. Well, so here's my thing. I think when we talk about Freddy Krueger, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure people are going to be like, it's a horror movie. Let's not get all into plots. All right, that's a fair discussion.
Yeah,
And so, but you know what? A story needs a plot. The lore of Freddy is that he was a child murderer, killed by the adults on Elm Street, only to then somehow find a way to come back and haunt the dreams of the children of the parents who killed him. Mm-hmm. Okay? This movie does not follow that formula. Now, I'm 100% okay with movies trying to take a different approach.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. This movie gets so disjointed. It loses me halfway through. And you know, and part of it is, as you were saying, the characters. And I have that as my first. I have a list. I have a list. I have a likes list. I have a dislikes list. Next to characters in my notebook, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 exclamation points.
It's a lot.
To emphasize how bad these characters are. Not one of them is a good character. I don't blame Jesse for the sweat. And, you know, I mean, I wouldn't want to be around him on hot days when he's sweating. I don't know what the odor is, but people have issues with their glands. I'm totally okay with that. My issue is he's either extremely whiny or just like staring off into space, and there's no in between. There's like no arc. There's like no qualities that make you want to root for him. You don't even feel bad. So the idea of this movie compared to the other one is that when Freddy haunts the dreams and starts killing all the descendants of the parents that killed him, this one, he somehow is possessing this guy Jesse's body in an attempt to maybe kill more people. And I'll get to that grave too, because not too many people die in this movie. I think like 2 people die in 95 an hour.
It's a theoretical. What could happen is more people die.
No,
but
I don't want
overall in the movie.
I don't want theory in my slasher films, man. I just want it to just happen, right?
Yes.
I don't need to that. So you have Jesse, who's just kind of like, there's no in between, man. There's just no arc there. Then you have this guy named Grady, who is kind of like an offshoot of the bad guy Rod in the first one, where, again, he's just kind of a tool. Like, at least with Rod, he was a tool, but like you were feeling bad because you knew that he got framed for his girlfriend's murder, that Freddy killed him in the beginning, and you were like, oh, I mean, all right, this guy, he comes from a tough home. He's got this, he's got that. This guy is just a jerk to be a jerk.
Yeah.
But then they somehow become friends. It makes no sense to me, right?
They fight and then they're talking like they've been friends.
Yeah.
They're frenemies, basically.
Yeah,
like,
frenemies. Okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
Stupid. Then you
Side
have
plot.
Side plot. Then you have Lisa, the main love interest
Yes.
of Jesse, who, as you described, as just being there.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't seem to be at all fazed by what's going on. Sometimes she's like tweaking out, but then she becomes like really calm. And like there's a scene later in the movie where he like comes to her house and he's covered in blood and he says, oh, I killed this person, I killed that person. And she's just like, are you sure? Like she's not even
It's
worried.
Up for debate,
it's up for debate. Yeah. And she's like not even worried about the blood kind of going on there. So she's just kind of bland. Then you have the dad who is like a 50s era type dad, you know, hardworking man, has the rules of the home.
Yeah, most basic looking dad, by the way.
Most basic looking dad, who's just a jerk, you know, like, and not even jerk for jerk's sake. He's just like taking up space and being a jerk, right? Then you have the mom who like attempts to care about her children, and as like Jesse's starting to have his life affected by Freddy and like literally invading his body, she says to the dad, oh, I think he needs some help.
He needs professional help. That boy's in trouble.
And the dad's like, oh, he needs a swift kick in the ass.
Goddamn kick in the butt.
And she's like, okay, hon. And then she like walks inside.
I've done all I can do. I don't know.
Yeah, I've done all I can do.
Mention it once and then you're done. Whatever.
Whereas
I'll get that off my chest.
Yeah. Whereas in the first one, the parents were at least invested in their children's lives.
Yeah.
So you care about them. I don't care about all these people.
Yeah.
So you're kind of rooting for Freddy to kill anybody, and then he wusses out and doesn't kill anybody. So that's my gripe with the characters.
Well, I can agree with the characters. I can definitely tell like their expressions and how they react. There's so many crazy things that happen. Like, the first thing that comes to my mind with the characters is the dad during the bird scene. Here's the thing. The dad, when the bird is flying around, it's going crazy, right? The bird comes and gives him, like, an almost unseeable scratch on his cheek. It's like the tiniest little... It's like the size of a fingernail. And Dad's like, whoa! He like falls back on the chair. He's holding his face. It's like one little dribble of blood. He's overacting the shit out of this scene. And the bird explodes in front of him. He's just kind of looking. Blank face.
Yeah.
No reaction. Blames it on Jesse.
You set this whole thing up.
Yeah. Well, not only does he blame Jesse, he accuses Jesse of attaching a pipe bomb or a cherry bomb.
You use a goddamn cherry bomb.
He tied this bomb to this bird, made the bird go nuts somehow, gave it rabies.
Or shoved it up its tail feathers.
Like, shoved this bomb up its ass. It made it kill another bird. It threatened the bird to kill the other bird. These characters, I will admit, they're not very good at all. It's just the actors. I think they're just bad actors.
Just bad.
I don't remember seeing a single fucking one of these actors in any other movie other than this.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, and we'll get to this a little bit later. I know, at least for Jesse, I think this was his first and only movie. I don't really know anybody else that kind of did anything else. It was just really bad. Apparently, though, the director had other jobs. So, you know, we'll have to kind of IMDb all that. Our producer, Terrell, isn't here today. And he's usually the guy that gets all our data for us. But, okay, characters. I want to get back to the bird scene later, at least, because I'm looking at it, judging the hell out of it about this is a stupid scene, and it makes no sense. You actually had a really good point to that.
I do want to go back to the kind of sidetrack.
Yeah.
The bus goes off road, bouncing everywhere. Can I mention that it gets like 5 feet of air?
Yeah.
And I'm like, these kids would be dead. That kid was sitting in the back of the bus. That's like the most ever. This kid would be hitting the ceiling at the ground. That's just a movie mistake. I know, it's kind of funny. But yeah, that whole bus scene, I imagine because they're on top of that giant rock.
Yeah.
The bus is just sitting there.
Can we describe the rock real quick? Because I find it really funny. It's like, you know those like those Zen rocks that like they stack on top of one another? That's exactly what it is. It's like this one long tower of like small boulder on small boulder with like a flat platform.
Yep, I know. It's just like the ground falls all around them, so it's just where the bus was is there. So, well, you can imagine we watched the fucking movie. Yeah, so that's what's happening, and for like 4 minutes, these kids are flipping it. Well, at least not Jesse. Jesse doesn't say a fucking peep.
He's just staring out the window.
He's just sitting there sweating away like he does. So the girls in the bus are freaking out. It's like happened, like I said, for like 4 minutes. Freddy Krueger, I can only imagine just sitting at the wheel for 4 minutes, just letting all this happen. He's like waiting for his cues. Like, no, no, all right, my turn. And then he goes. Jesse wakes up, he screams.
My teenage child has a night terror. I'm not at all concerned.
Yeah, he's good. It's like top of the lungs, voice ruining scream.
And then he has like an 8-year-old sister who's just like, Jesse, you're a wimp.
yeah, I know. Like, this family, I no wonder he went crazy. His family sucks. So that's the whole opening scene. I enjoyed that opening scene.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. I liked it, and I liked the special effects with the bus and everything. You can tell it's like a model up on a thing. It's
very
like,
much a model.
I love that 80s style.
Yeah.
It's very nice to watch.
It's what you call practical effects.
Yeah,
I do enjoy that. I do find myself enjoying the movies, even though we judge the special effects nowadays compared to the CGI. I prefer all those practical effects because it at least makes you feel transported into a film.
I prefer it to be way less realistic looking than CGI.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I kind of hate CGI.
Absolutely.
Let's move on. So, working down the list here. These are more like, I'm kind of going back and forth between things I like and things I don't like. When they're doing baseball, right? The frenemies are playing baseball.
Yes.
They fight.
Yeah, this is during gym class.
This is during gym class. The coach sees them fighting. They make them do something. Are they doing push-ups or are they doing a play? I can't tell.
You know,
so like, on the ground. I'm like, what are you doing? I literally couldn't tell what exercise they're trying to do.
Yeah.
If you're doing a push-up, just go down.
Yeah.
All right, and then work up, maybe from like the upper body down. Like I would know. I'm a martial arts instructor. I teach push-ups.
I was just gonna say that's the martial arts instructor in both of us because I'm looking at it and their arms are completely locked, but their hips are they're just humping the ground. Yeah,
the ground. I'm like, all right. Well, I mean, the gym coach is a sex club coach, as we know. Yeah. Maybe he's trying to coach.
Maybe some listeners don't know, but yes, stay tuned. There is an S&M club that somehow pops up into this movie.
That the gym teacher hangs out at. I wrote that down. I'm like, what the fuck were they doing?
Yeah.
Are they push-ups or is it a plank? They were just floppy. Their arms were like rock steady.
Yeah.
Lower body flopping every which way. I'm like, this is the cringiest push-up or plank. Doesn't matter what it is anymore. It sucks.
And more sweat.
Oh, yeah. And more sweat.
The sweat was like, you would have thought they were in a pool. The amount of sweat that was coming off of these bodies.
It's kind of odd. Jesse's covered in sweat. This kid's always in a fucking sweatsuit every chance he gets. It's ridiculous. The overall movie, though, I like. Definitely a lot of things wrong with it. But what movie doesn't have things wrong with it? You know, all movies have movie mistakes no matter what they are. But Freddy is what? A dream demon.
Yeah.
Right? Demons, they can possess. Just because Freddy's known for visiting people in their dreams doesn't mean he can't come out and manifest himself into someone else. That's what he does in this movie. So I think in a way it can be scarier to some people or maybe more clever because Jesse says this in his own words. He's like, I'm too scared to sleep. I'm too scared to stay awake.
I'm afraid to go to sleep. I'm afraid to stay awake.
Which in the first one, if you're awake, you're fine. If you fall asleep, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the basic words I can put into it. So that's something we got to think about is that if you're asleep, you're in danger, stay awake. But even when he's awake, he's in danger. So there's not a single point or any time at all where he can think or try to fix this problem. So it's something that I think is pretty clever. Like, you know, all right, like any other slasher. They get you when you're awake or they can get you while you're asleep, but it's just like in the real world.
Yeah.
But Freddy, he was the opposite. When you're asleep, he can only get you in sleep. But now he can get you in your dreams and when you're awake. So the reason he goes through Jesse is so he can put himself into the real world, right? He can't manifest himself into everyone. So he's going to pick one person that now lives where Nancy lives, right? 1428 Elm Street. He's going to kind of put himself into Jesse where, you know, like there's a couple times where he's like birthed through Jesse's chest, you know, and he comes out and he does the killing and he disappears. Now it looks like Jesse did it because Jesse's covered in blood. So he's using Jesse. Basically, he's like a bridge between worlds, if you think about it in that sense, where it's the dream world, Jesse, the real world. So he goes through them to kill more people. It's different. It's not this exact same formula. Not that a formula is bad in the first one. First one is probably the best movie. But it tries to change it. It doesn't go basic every single time because there's a lot of horror movies that go same thing, same thing over and over and over again and just can get a little like it's kind of, you know, a little tiring to watch. You want it to change up a little bit.
It can. Formulas can get tiring. I think throughout the Nightmare on Elm Street series, the formula is there, but at least there's story that's driving. You learn a little bit more about Freddy each and every movie, right? I actually don't have a problem with the concept.
Yeah.
Well, I do and I don't. I think the concept as a whole is a great idea. But I think once you put the Nightmare on Elm Street title on it, you lose it. Because what happened in this movie was nothing. You don't know what Freddy's doing. You don't know who Freddy is. I mean, they allude to it. First off, it took 5 years to sell this house, right? Yeah. And then there's some random diary and some random empty closet, right? Yeah. And like that kind of tells you a little bit of the lore of Freddy. And there's a scene where the main character and the love interest, Lisa, takes Jesse to the warehouse and she kind of says, oh, this is a little bit of the lore of Freddy. But other than that, there's no connection. We have no idea why and how Freddy's trying to inhabit this kid's body. The idea of Freddy, again, as I said before, he's killing the kids of the parents who killed him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why isn't he killing these kids? I just threw my pen. I'm mad.
He's livid. Yeah. I'm actually kind of scared. I might have to call the police.
Here's the thing. You kill people. This movie doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it kills 2 people. Kind of like a revenge. He kills that coach who's a jerk, makes him do these not push-ups, and then, like, he kills his frenemy. Other than that, nobody dies. Freddy is aching to kill children. That's the whole premise of it. So later on in the movie, towards the end, there's a pool party where there's like 30 kids there. Freddy doesn't do anything. Some weird, freaky stuff's going on where the pool turns into like an extreme hot tub, but ain't nobody's dying. Nobody's skin's falling off. Yep. Ain't nobody getting slashed. I think you had, you know, when we were talking in our like production meeting about it, like I think maybe he scratches one kid. It's like a scratch. Yeah. Put some antiseptic on it, kid, and like go back. You know what I mean? That's it. So like nothing is driving it here. And in the last one, you know, Nancy defeats Freddy because, you know, Johnny Depp kind of gives her this, you know, this book or this lore about how, you know, when you have a demon in your dream, you turn your back to them and you no longer give them power, and that's how you can defeat them. And that's what she does. And then Freddy disappears. So is he in some type of like purgatory, like dream demon purgatory? Yeah. And then like by inhabiting Jesse, that gets him out of the purgatory? Have no idea. It's like all inferred. Now, I think we live in a world now where everybody in the movie has their own backstory, their own reason, like too much right away, and so there's nothing left for surprise. Yeah. So I think like some of the great movies, like The Godfather, for example, you're meeting everybody at the wedding in the beginning, and you don't know who these people are. As the movie evolves, you start to know more and more about who everybody is. A natural evolution of things. This movie has zero evolution of anything. That's where it loses me. And so if you're not going to tie it in to Freddy's backstory, if you're not going to tie it into the first one, now, part of that reason is Wes Craven wanted nothing to do with this movie. He thought, just as I did, so disjointed, he wanted nothing to do with it. So this is a non-Wes Craven Nightmare on Elm Street. That's my gripe with it. That's my gripe. I think the concept of someone being possessed and not knowing if they're awake or dreaming and being inhabited by some demon is great. Where was it in this movie? Not at all. You see it happen, but there's no explanation. So it's just a sweaty kid just kind of like being inhabited and then kills 2 people, and then Freddy finally comes out. He finally inhabits this guy, and he has a plethora of teenagers, and he just decides to walk away.
You are all my children now.
What the is up with that?
Yeah, it's like, let's blow this pop. It fucking sucks. It took one look at what's her name, Lisa?
Yeah, something? Lisa.
And he's like, I'm fucking out. And then he walks through the bush.
Yeah.
And catches on fire. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. 100%. 100%. Right. Yes, it is very out there, very unhinged, very weird. Doesn't really connect on either end of the first or the third movie. So I can see that, but let's do this.
Yeah.
The bird scene.
The bird scene.
I want to talk about the bird scene.
The birds. What kind of birds are they? Are they parakeets? They're like green birds.
Tweety birds.
No.
Maybe. I thought they're yellow.
I thought they were green. I thought they were green with like little color feathers on the back.
Maybe, I don't know.
All right, we'll call it Tweety bird. I think it's a better image with that Tweety in there.
Bird.
It's a bird.
Right, it's not going to be a lizard. There were parts in this movie. It can be kind of clever, you know, and I think, you know, with the bird scene, I know you were thinking this is like the stupidest fucking scene of all time. I originally thought that too. I'm like, what is happening? It's like, we were talking about how the dad overreacts to the cut on cheek, but underreacts to the bird exploding.
Yeah.
But that whole thing is foreshadowing for the entire movie, or like foreshadowing at least for what Jesse is going to become, because that's Freddy controlling that bird. Freddy takes the bird, possesses the bird, kills the other bird, then goes crazy, explodes into flames. What is he doing to Jesse? The exact same thing. He's like, Jesse, kill for me, Jesse.
Kill for me.
So he's using Jesse to kill for him in the real world. People don't even have to be asleep anymore, right? He kills people in the real world. And at the end of the movie, guess what you see? Jesse, as Freddy Krueger, burst into flame. So if you kind of think about it like that, there are some points in this movie where it's like, yeah, this is kind of a weird movie, or you don't even understand. But, you know, that has nothing to do with the overall Nightmare on Elm Street. But that's what those are little things. Like, little things can ruin movies, make or break. This one makes it, I think. That's a little bit as well. So
I think that's a good point. I have never seen it that way. I've seen it completely stupid. It kind of softens the grumpy old man in me and the pretentious filmmaker in me. But come on.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
they put
Come on.
they did foreshadowing in a very like, I just thought of this once, and then they did it. They wrote it as like, I don't know, the bird. There's a bird. All right, okay, and then types it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because I look at it and I'm like, why is Freddy going after the birds? Right? Like, what's the point of going after birds?
I don't know. He's like sending a message, I think, to Jesse. He's just like, you know what? This is you. This is going to be you. You know what I'm saying?
Send a message to Jesse by making him kill his friends.
By the way, I think this does connect to the rest of the movies. It's better than some of the later movies because Freddy's still disgusting. And 2.
Meaning like, the burns.
No, it's, the burns.
Yeah, the burns. Because he was burned alive.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Also, the nails coming out of his fingers. Yeah. Or the nails.
It definitely was more gory in this one.
Yeah, it was very gory, and he's gross to look at. And you even said it yourself. I mean, we talk about it a couple times where Freddy in the later movies, they purposely gave him less, like, disgusting makeup. So people could look at him because he's a little bit more out there in those movies. You can see him more. He's in more scenes or whatever it may be. So it's a little bit closer. I feel like this movie's closer to 1 than any of the other ones. And with 3, I don't want to, like, take away from a future podcast we're going to do about number 3. But number 3 feels like some fucking shitty horror superhero movie.
I gotta interrupt, man. That's my all-time favorite.
I know.
That's my all-time favorite.
I know. I feel threatened.
Yeah, you should.
I'm like sliding like Jesse over here. But that's what I mean. It's like, I feel like the later ones, they try so hard. Sorry, my voice is ruined. They try so hard to get those movies. It's the same formula, like I said, but they try so hard to just amplify that same formula. It doesn't do anything. It's like, I've been eating cake all day. Here's a bigger cake, to eat. It's like, you can't just, you know what I'm saying? It's
but I think here's the thing. I agree. I mean, there was a reel, I think, on Instagram that we saw or something like that, where Robert Englund was being asked, and they said, what's your favorite makeup? And he said 2. I do. I like that. I think the look of Freddy in this one is the best look of all the films. But you missed the mark. You need to be scared of Freddy Krueger. I cannot be scared of Freddy Krueger while I have this sweaty guy who's a whiny little bitch. I can't do it. I can't do it whatsoever.
This guy's too fucking
seriously, like you need to translate the horror of Freddy into that. And then when Freddy actually has an opportunity to be Freddy, be Freddy.
Yeah.
Don't just freaking walk through some trussel of bushes and hide in some random ass warehouse, which, by the way, like, this is on my other dislikes part here. Like some weird ass animal, like some dog with a human baby face.
The 2 dogs with baby faces.
Yeah, baby faces. And then like this random rat that just like his teeth, and then the cat pounces out of nowhere and kills this rat.
I'm like, wait, is that just supposed to be a normal rat and a normal cat?
I have no idea. Like, did Freddy now somehow possess these animals? Why put him in there? It just missed the mark on so many points. However, with that being said, I feel like we have spent the last 32 minutes pissing and moaning about this movie.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some good stuff.
Talk about some good stuff.
You want to know my favorite part of this movie, Parker? The cereal that the sister...
The
Fu Manchu.
You're naming it after a facial decoration.
Did you see the picture? It's like the Grinch. It's like the Grinch dressed up in Asian wear.
Yeah.
One of the most racist names that you could put on a cereal. Fu Manchus. That's my favorite part of that movie. And they actually looked really good. It looked like berry-flavored stuff. I also really love this. In the first movie, you have the house. It's a beautiful, I think it's a colonial.
Yeah.
The door is blue. In this one, it's red. What I find very interesting, and if we ever have the opportunity to have Wes Craven on this podcast, I would ask him this question. If you wanted nothing to do with number 2, why did you keep the door red in all the sequels afterwards? I find that very interesting.
I don't know. Maybe they just painted it.
Maybe. When you watch film, like, colors are significant to things, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder what the red is. And I wonder, like, if you hate something so much to the point where you don't want to put your name on it, you don't want to be attached to it, why would you keep something like that? Well, I wonder if the red does signify like something
evil.
larger. Evil, right?
Because blue you wouldn't think is evil.
Yeah.
Red you would think is more evil.
I kind of like that. Yeah. I kind of like that. I also put here I can't even read.
You wrote it down.
I wrote it. I was so mad. The unpacking scene. Can we take a moment and talk about the unpacking scene? So,
the fucking stupid
Jesse
dance this kid does.
Jesse
Cringing the whole time.
The whole time. They just moved into this house, and I meant to actually look up the song on this. I love this song. I can't remember the name of it, but it's one of those things where the dad's like, "You need to unpack your room." And so he goes up and he unpacks his room. And he's like, "What do you think of this, Dad?"
How do you like that, Dad?
And he like opens up the drawer.
And it busts a move.
And he starts busting a move. And he starts dancing. First off, who packs like this? Open boxes with your clothes? Like, come on, dude. Put it in a suitcase or something like that. So he takes the box. And he just dumps it into the dresser. And then, this is 40 years before it became a viral thing. He starts twerking into he's like twerking the shelf shut.
What the hell?
And it's like a close-up of his ass right on there, right? It's not even a full body shot. It's just like right there. And then he has like this ball in the cup type thing, this wooden thing with a wooden ball, and then he puts it in between his legs, and he starts gyrating. He starts gyrating on his bed while he's on his knees, stroking it as if he's masturbating, only for his mom and love interest Lisa to walk in, where it goes,
Jesse, touch me.
And the ball comes out.
This is after they walk in. This is after they walk in. Hey, Jesse. And then he does it a couple more times.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Within like 5 more seconds of it, and then he jumps off the bed. He's like, "Huh?"
And then acts like, "Oh, you were there?"
So you have to see that. Like,
and then after that's when the movie starts to suck. That
really?
point, yeah, because then all of a sudden it just goes downhill from there. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I feel like it only amplifies.
That's really the only two things I wrote down in my like column, man. It's the only two things I like in my like column.
I will admit I have more dislikes than I wrote down likes because, well, I kind of know what I like. I had to write down and find things I didn't like. I found a decent amount. Okay, so one of the 8 times he wakes up drenched in sweat again.
Listen, you gotta let go of the sweat, dude.
I don't know, man. I gotta mention it. He is so goddamn. I don't want to leave anyone like in the dark here. I want them to be ready for the sweat scenes they're going. It's like the lens is fogging up on the camera. But he wakes up. I'm gonna mention it because it has to do with it. He's drenched in sweat. So what does he do? He gets up and puts on a sweatsuit. He does. He gets up. He's like soaking wet. This is like his record is like melting off the table. His lamp is a puddle. And he gets up and he puts on a sweatsuit. It's like a full sleeve. Yeah. Like something you in like, oh my, it's like the thickest pants I've ever seen. Also, he's suddenly dry.
Yeah.
His hair was like perfect. It's like so feathery.
And that's when he goes to the S&M club.
Wait, is that when he does it? I remember he goes. I think it's after.
Oh, after.
It's after because he's not wearing a sweatsuit, surprisingly.
Yeah.
He's wearing this button-up shirt.
Oh, that's right. That's right, yeah.
And that's another thing. His wardrobe is constantly changing, like from shot to shot. I notice he has a different shirt. But here's the thing. There will be 2 scenes separate from each other. 2 full scenes where he's wearing the exact same thing. Like when he's doing the push-ups.
Yes.
That's at the beginning. Then they talk shit about the gym teacher.
Schneider's got a stick up his ass today. Schneider's always got a stick up his ass.
Hello, dirtballs.
And then after they do that, they're back. It's obviously a shot from the beginning. Another thing is he's wearing when he's doing his stupid twerking against his fucking cabinet.
Yeah.
He's wearing a yellow shirt and jeans on that scene, and then like 3 scenes later, he's wearing the exact same thing during the bird scene.
Yeah.
So was that bird scene supposed to happen earlier? That's like a weird little thing I noticed. So it's like it's looking at him this way.
Yeah.
He'll cut like 90 degrees to his face, and he's wearing a different shirt.
Yeah.
Right, and that's when he's going to the sex club and he meets his fucking teacher.
Well, so and here's the thing, right? I think part of that is just like why this movie's so disjointed, right? So it's like it's even hard for us to stay on track with this podcast because this movie is so disjointed. Like we can't. It looks like they puzzled it together a little bit. We can't help but puzzle our podcast around their puzzle. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to the S&M club while they're doing their non-push-ups.
Yeah.
The frenemy, Grady, there's something along the lines about how this coach goes to an S&M club.
Hangs around queer S&M joints downtown.
First off, how the hell does this guy know what his coach is doing? So Jesse goes to the S&M club, And you can infer that it's Freddy kind of going in there. And this is one of my gripes. Freddy doesn't kill people out of revenge. This is somehow revenge for the coach being a dick. So Jesse orders a drink. Now, he's in high school. Now, this could have been when the drinking age was 18. I don't think he was 18. Anyways, they give him alcohol.
Yeah.
And the coach comes by, sees him, and he's in his leather daddy outfit, and he grabs the hand.
Yeah, and then he brings him to the school.
To the school!
At night, makes him do laps.
In the
while
gym!
He's wearing his assless chaps.
Yeah!
Planning something devious. With this kid.
For real. And this is what I'm saying. Like, you don't want to root for people to die in these horror movies. But this coach is dead because he goes to the equipment room and grabs jump rope. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh shit. Like, Jesse, something's gonna, like, this is not cool. Only for then Jesse to be in the shower and then to tie the coach up in the shower, and then he dies from scratching his back.
Well, it's not even technically, it is Freddy doing it because Jesse's just in the shower. But the coach, like, also with that terrible acting, these balls are flying off the shelf left and right.
Tennis balls, footballs.
The coach gets up, he's like, starts chewing his gum again, just looking around. Happens again, gets up.
Just another day.
Just chewing his fucking like 3 pieces of gum at once. But that happens, and then the rope wraps around him. He just gets tugged in there. Jesse's watching the whole thing, right? And the coach gets tied up, and Jesse's whole reaction is just like, again, he's like watching the lawn grow. It's just blank face. That was the time where Freddy was manifesting himself into Jesse, and that ends up being like when he kills him. So I don't know. I guess he cut him deep enough to kill him. I'm sure that would kill a person if he cut him deep enough.
Honestly, man, it just looked like superficial scratches to me, man. But, you know, I want to go a little bit deeper with that S&M scene, though.
Okay.
Because one reason why I really wanted to rewatch this movie was because recently, in the recent years, it's been heralded, whatever, correct me.
Yeah,
as a cult classic in the LGBTQIA+ community. And as an ally to that community, I thought it was fascinating. So I wanted to like kind of lose some of my haste towards this movie and be able to support my friends and kind of see it from their ends. And I actually think that is the best quality of this movie. And I think it's really cool. And I don't want to get like too deep into or too political too much and kind of stray from the podcast. But I think some of the great things that I saw in this movie was there was a lot of like subtext, right? And one of the things that I had read, it was an article on out.com with the director, Jack Shoulder. And, you know, he was talking about how, you know, he didn't really realize it until he got to their 30th anniversary. And the main character actually is gay. And that's kind of one of the reasons why he stopped acting, was because in the early 80s, we had, you know, there was the AIDS crisis and a lot of his friends were dying and he was navigating that. So that kind of took him out of film.
Yeah.
But a lot of people kind of saw this subtext as a way to relate to it, as like Jesse sitting in the back of the bus all alone. The girl's not talking to them. A lot of people related to that. S&M clubs and the leather daddy, I put that in quotes, was very much attached to the LGBTQ community back in the day. So I think that was a representation that people didn't really see that made them feel connected. Mm-hmm. There's a part in the movie where Freddy says, "You have the body and I have the brains." I never would have thought of it that way. But some people kind of thought Freddy overtaking his body was like a euphemism or a metaphor for being in the closet, and like their homosexuality and their ability to embrace that. Like that's the inner dialogue with that. So I'm really glad that this movie did something for somebody, because as a horror fan and a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, I absolutely hate it. But kind of knowing that my brother was gay, and I say that because my brother sadly passed away, like, and knowing the struggle that he had and any type of representation that they had back in the days where it wasn't so, I mean, not like, you know, there's not a lot of struggles now, because unfortunately that there is, but in that day, like it was unheard of. You couldn't do that without being blasted or hurt or killed. And so I really find it really great that this, over the last 40 years, has found a cult following that has made people feel connected. So with that, it has softened, again, my old pretentious filmmaking self, in the sense of like, I'm really glad. And I think it's really cool. And what I think is really cool is in Grady's room, there is a poster of this artist named Lamal. He sang the song "The Never Ending Story."
Oh yeah,
I
saw that. Actually. I noticed that.
In the 80s, he wasn't out as gay.
Oh, okay.
But he has since been out, and he's had a partner for the last 37 years or so.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. It's like a subtext. Like, did you somehow know that and put that there? Or is that some coincidence?
Yeah.
And then there's a poster of this band called King Cobra, which ironically, that lead singer just passed away right before we decided to do this podcast.
Really?
Yeah. And that singer came out as trans. Her name is it was Mark Free, and when they transitioned, they became Marcy Free, and they just sadly passed away. Okay. So I think that's really cool that there's a lot of pieces in there that people were able to relate to it, not as a horror movie. And when I look at it as not a nightmare film, I can sit here and I can say your concept of what the story is supposed to be or was trying to be is really, really awesome.
Yeah.
I think the metaphor that you found in the birds is really awesome. Mm-hmm. And I think the fact that there was a subtext here where there was a lot of like, kind of, when I say male nudity, a lot of like shirtless men, a lot of, again, a lot of close-ups on men genitalia and clothes and things like that I think really took a subculture at that time and made people feel connected to it. And for that, I appreciate Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
There's so many different outlooks on it. So that's another reason why I think it's pretty good. It's like a lot of movies don't do that. No. It's just like this one fucking thing that you have to pay attention to. So that is definitely a benefit to it, is that you can look at it in situations like that, or like in with the mentality of that, it will work. Just like how I thought of it still works. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, as we're sadly coming up on towards the end of our very first podcast, Parker, how would you like to close this podcast? Your opinion.
This movie is not a good Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It is a good movie in general. If it wasn't a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, it would be, I think, looked upon better. I think more people would like it overall. It's the expectation it has to live up to from the first one, because the first one is so good and it's so timeless and it's so enjoyable. There's like almost nothing wrong with it. People expect number 2 to be just amplified.
Yeah.
And it isn't. Give it a different name. Give the main character, tweak him a little bit.
A little less sweaty.
Or just even like Freddy Krueger. If it's not Freddy Krueger, it's some other demon. That's it. It's a great movie. It's a great 80s movie, because the 80s are full of fucking movies like this. So it's like it would fit right in, and it kind of does. So some people find it amazing Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Some people find it a horrible Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Some people are okay with it. It's polarizing in the way that it kind of isn't, because polarizing would be people hate it and people love it. But this movie can be anywhere in between. So it can be looked upon in every single way, and I look at that as a benefit to it. Polarizing movies can be really good or really bad, obviously, but a movie that's better at just kind of being a normal movie. It's not like trying to go so far one way or the other.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it, you can enjoy it in a way.
Yeah.
So overall, I think this movie is a good horror movie, a bad Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Hearing your points of view, you've softened my hard heart. And I think that's exactly my gripe with this. Nightmare on Elm Street movie, no good, doesn't belong, too disjointed.
Yeah.
As a movie, non-nightmare related, take all that stuff out that you just said, I could totally ignore the disjointedness and enjoy it for what it is. Because the one thing I will say about bad movies, and as much as we may crap all over them, I have nothing but respect for people that put themselves out there in a vulnerable spot to make these movies. And so, not my favorite Nightmare movie, but I'm also going to say, may not be my least favorite either. Yeah. Stay tuned. We may come back for that on another time.
Real quick.
Yes.
One more point. I thought it would be funny. Why does Jesse take the bus at the end? He has a car.
Seriously. That's such a good point. But again, that's a dream. Because the bus goes off-road again.
Yep.
And Freddy's claw goes right through Lisa's friend.
Yep.
And that's what it is. So maybe the bus.
Just like the ending of number one. It's a dream.
Yeah. Listen, this has been like amazing. Very first podcast episode. Really excited to be doing this with you. Parker and I, we have movie dates every month. We talk about it all the time. There's no other person I would rather be sitting here talking movies with you, man. Thank you, everybody, for listening to All Movied Up.
You know what?
We're
all movied out.
We're all movied out.